The great George Orwell once said, "The very concept of objective truth is fading out of the world. Lies will pass into history." As always with Orwell, his predictions for the future of society are scarily accurate. In a world where headlines are being dominated by the war between Israel and Hamas, where thousands of innocent civilians are being slaughtered, hundreds of small children and women are being kidnapped, raped, and tortured, is it all possible for journalists to stay objective when these stories and images make you sick to your stomach? Journalistic objectivity is a term that over time has been interpreted in many different ways and has been given many different definitions. Journalistic objectivity in its simplest form is to report only the facts of a story, not be on either side of the argument, and not have a personal attitude towards the facts. Bret Stephens says objectivity can be defined as using facts without distortion by personal beliefs, feelings, or prejudice. Hunter S. Thompson said that there is no such thing as objective journalism. The phrase itself is a pompous contradiction in terms. These differing opinions underline the contentiousness of journalistic objectivity and point to why journalism has become more subjective. The term objectivity has simply lost its meaning. While the core goal of journalism has always been the pursuit of truth, each journalist has their own biases and ideologies that influence the way they report and frame their stories. Dan Wraith has stated that no journalist can be totally objective, totally unbiased, every day, in every way, on every story. The test of journalistic integrity is over a long duration of time. How hard does he or she try to keep their own biases out, and how do they succeed? Objectivity and subjectivity play a balancing act in journalism. On one side of the equation, the journalist is striving to report a story in its most unbiased and truest form. On the other side, the journalist is giving a voice to a person or group who is marginalised, thereby empathizing with their subject matter and inserting their own emotional attachment to their story into the equation. Subjectivity in journalism isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just like everyone else, journalists are human beings. They feel the same emotions that their readers and viewers feel and are equally affected by the stories they write and share as everyone else is. If they are reporting a story that is confronting and about a sensitive topic, it is perfectly normal for them to feel upset and have a visceral reaction to what they're saying. Being empathetic and showing emotion as a journalist doesn't mean that you are biased. It means that you're a human being above all else and care for humanity. When Anderson Cooper cried live on TV due to the war between Israel and Hamas, is that because he is biased or because he is human? When Kate Baldwin cried live on air after watching a young Syrian boy being pulled away from a war zone in Syria, did she do so to influence and persuade her viewers, or because she was affected on a human level at the tragic footage she was being shown? These are normal human reactions to atrocities and shouldn't be seen as biased, rather as humanized journalism. Yet there does need to be somewhat of a balance between objectivity and subjectivity to uphold the trust in the media. Take, for instance, this clip from the 1987 movie Broadcast News.
Tom, it kills me we didn't get you on camera. So powerful seeing your reaction.
Really?
For a second there, I thought you were going to cry yourself. That would have been something.
Give me a minute.
Fucking...
In this clip, we are shown Tom, a news anchor played by actor William Hurt, who is interviewing a woman who is the victim of a sexual assault. After recording the interview, Tom decides to muster up fake tears and insert himself into the interview, not to portray how he actually feels, but what he knows the news audience most wants to see. This is unethical journalism and is a problem that too little objectivity could have on the industry, as journalists can then manipulate their subject matter to elicit an emotional response from their viewers. Subjectivity is a fine line in journalism, and although the industry today is striving towards a more humanized approach, there does need to be a balance between objectivity and humanity to uphold the ethics of the journalist. This clip is the perfect example as to why there must be that balance, as journalists aspire to be the truth tellers that the world needs.